Hi there, I'm Cheryl. This is part 2 of a 2-part card. In the first one, I showed you how to make these daisies and the leaves and how to shape them 3 different ways. So in this one, we're doing the card. We're going to put it all together. So what you're going to need for this card is a piece of Whisper White. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I have another piece that's 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a piece of designer series paper, and this is from Merry Little Christmas, believe it or not. And this is also 4 1/4 or 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to need some Tombow glue, so let me get that out. I have our Tombow glue. And then I have this border die set here that I found online at a place called AliExpress.com, and I'll put a link to this down below in the materials used section. And then I'm using, from All Things Thanks, I am using the You Are Amazing stamp. I'm not doing anything on the inside because this could become a thank you card, it could become a birthday card, it could become a congratulations card. So I'm keeping it all occasion. We need some Memento ink. We need some glitter. Let me get my little bottle of this. It's a Stampin Up fine tip glue. We're going to use that. That'll be for the glitter. And some Dimensionals. And last but not least, my Nuvo crystal drops, and this color is bottle green. So let's get going on this card. I'm going to bring in my my piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to measure down on the side here. And I don't often measure, but this time I think it's necessary. I'm going to measure down and just make a little mark with a pencil. Down 3/4 of an inch on that top right corner. Then the bottom left corner, I'm going to do the same thing, 3/4 of an inch. And let's see, let me measure this side. I went down 2.5 inches. Okay, so there's our little tick mark. Over on this side, we're going to measure down 2.5 inches. Let me line that up there. 2.5 inches there. And then we have our little tick mark down here in the left hand corner. And I'm going to measure 2.5 inches on this side. I almost measured 2. 2.5 I want. Right there. And we're going to use these marks to line our dies up. If I can find them again. Oh, there they are. And I'm going to use the straight die from this set. And this is a really nice set. The only problem I have with AliExpress is that it can take forever to get here. And I mean forever. I mean like 2 months to get here. So I've had it take as long as 2 months. Sometimes they come quicker than that. So I'll just tape my die on there. I'm using a low-tack tape. This happens to be the low-tack, the delicate painter's tape. Okay, now I put my die down like this because you want it to be a long ways on your die kind thing. You don't want it to be like this. You want it long ways. Oh, and I just dropped my top plate. There it is. Thank goodness it didn't fall into the black hole. Okay, so we want it going long ways here. And you'll always get a better cut that way on these long kind of border type dies. Okay, so that's one side done. And that's the part we want to keep. And I'll line this up with the tick marks. I'm lining the, by the way, I'm lining the bottom of the die up with those tick marks. And do the same on this side. And run that through. Yeah, I really like this die set. It's just perfect for a little something something. You don't need a whole big super duper lacy border to just set things off a little bit. Sometimes just a little nice little detail like this is enough. Okay, so this is going to be attached to our piece of designer paper just like this. So before I do that, I'm going to stamp the "You Are Amazing" on there. Huh, I have something stuck on the back here. I don't know what that is. Okay, so that looks like that's inked up real nice. And here goes nothing. And stamp that right in the center of that triangle, and it looks pretty good to me. Now, if you're not a very good stamper, I tend to rock and roll, and then I get those little halos on mine. So I use a stamping platform a lot of times. I'm going to just put some Tombow glue on the back here. And if you want to, you could pop this up. I'm not doing that on this card. We'll have a lot of dimension once we get these flowers on. And just line that right up, glue that down. And do the same with this top piece. There we go. Sounds like my darling hubby's home. He was out getting a little golfing in. Okay. Now this part does get popped up. That's the back, by the way. Isn't that beautiful? From this designer paper. So we're going to put a whole bunch of these. I want you to put a lot more than I am. I'm just getting them on here so you know what this is going to look like. And one more. There we go. If you're sending it through the mail, what you might want to do, instead of dimensionals, use some craft foam. Just cut a piece of craft foam just slightly smaller than your piece you're popping up, and glue that on. There we go. We just want to center that on the card front. Make sure it's lined up, and then give your little dimensionals a pat. And we can add our flowers now. And I use dimensionals for my flowers. You hear that music? That's one of my grandson's toys. I have one of my younger cats is here in the craft room with me, and she She likes to lay on that and play music for me every now and then. So I'm using the Dimensionals. You could use glue dots if you like. You could use glue. I don't care to wait for glue to dry. So I like instant gratification. I'll put a couple glue dots here on this leaf. This is the smaller of the two leaves. And just gonna stick that underneath there. I just like the way it raises it up off the card. And these are the mini ones, by the way. This is the newer Stampin' Up product. So they have their big ones and they have their little ones. Very happy with their Dimensionals. Okay, and we're gonna have this one come out the side here, like that. And you just want to make sure you don't go off the edge of your card. Just tuck that in there, and then we have our two little flowers. I want one there, and I think one down here. So this one I'm going to put a little bit off to the side. You see where I'm putting that dimensional? Because I want it to be kind of a little sideways. See? See how that works on there? And then lastly we'll do this one. And our card will be almost complete. Almost. So there we go. And put that one right there. So that looks pretty good as it is, but then I thought, you know, it needs a little more. It needs some glitter on it. So I'm using the Stampin' Up fine tip glue and just put all around the outside edges of these petals. Putting some on the leaves, just random bits on the leaves. And almost done with the glue. Let me put this in this little box here. Did I get that other leaf? Ah, I didn't get that other leaf. Let me get that other leaf. Because we're just putting some random bits on there. And take my glitter. Sprinkle that all over here. Lots and lots of glitter. Okay, so now we're all glittered up. I'll put this aside and dump that back in later. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to use our, by the way, don't ever let your glue sit out like I just did. Tap that down, tap it, and the glue clears the glue out of the nozzle here. And if you squeeze it, you'll hear a little huffing sound. And no glue will come shooting out the end if you've got it all tapped down. And then recap it. That will help, that will prolong the life of your glue. Let me just, okay, just getting this started off the side here. And I'm just going to do 3 little pearls on either side here with this these Nuvo drops, which I really love. And what you want to do, hold your container as upright as you can and peek down around the side. Hold it above your paper and get a little drop of it going. And that is what you touch to the paper. You touch the drop to the paper, not the nozzle. Don't touch the nozzle. And one more. You get these beautiful little pearls on there. And do the same thing as you do with the glue with your Nuvo drops. You can give it a little listen, see if it's cleared out. Yeah, it made those little huffy noises. And there we go. All finished. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit the like button down below. I check those things, you know. And it always makes me happy to see some likes. If you'd like to see more of my videos, then be sure to hit the subscribe button. If there are any Stampin' Up! Products that you'd like to purchase that I've shown in the video, then you can do that either through my Facebook page or my website. I would love it, love it, love it if you chose me to be your demonstrator. And as always, I'll have all of the materials that I used today listed down below. So y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.